Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. Welcome. Today I'm going to be trying on basically the remaining products that I ordered from the Sephora sale, and also just going through products that influencers made me buy. So if you want to see how to get this look and which products that I'm talking about, then just keep watching. Alright, so we're going to start off with one recommendation. First, I just want to add a little disclaimer. I understand my eyebrows are not for everybody. They're very dark and they're harsh. In person, they look much lighter. They're coming off darker on camera. I'm trying to find things that are going to make them look a little bit lighter. Like, I'm literally using blonde pencils in everything. I'm using this, which is the 24-hour brow setter, and what keeps making them go so dark is the fact that I'm using the brow pen, the Lift and Snatch, this guy, but it's blonde, and so every time I try to just add a few little hair strokes, they end up out of control and super dark. So I think what I'm going to do is start using a powder, but I've mentioned this already in my videos and I just don't even want to talk about it anymore, but I have gotten a few comments that are like, whoa, your brows, and it's like, that's why I feel like I need to put a disclaimer. So I understand they're not for you, that's fine, but anyway, we're just gonna gloss right over that. I feel like they're too dark too, and this is why I'm looking for different options. So I think I'm gonna do powder from now on, but I have to figure out how the powder is gonna work with the brow gel, because I feel like when I try to like soften them and put a spoolie through them, then it starts taking all the color away, and it's like, it almost like peels it off, and I don't like that look. So that's just my little disclaimer. Sorry if you don't like them, that's fine. I'm much better at doing other people's brows. I just wanted to preface this by saying that. But anyways, I'm going to be first starting with this Kosas product. This is the Cloud Set powder, and it's in the shade Breezy. This was a Nicola Rose made me buy it purchase. I'm just going to go in with a sponge here. I do like the way it looks on the skin, and I think it definitely has a nice kind of smoothing aspect to it. And actually, Simply Blair talks about this one quite often too. The problem is I have oily skin, combo oily, and I find it looks beautiful when I first put it on, but I wore it all day yesterday. And sometimes if I'm wearing a mask, like no matter what I put on, nothing's gonna look good because there's just so much like humidity in the mask, and it makes everything in this area look so oily. So it's just like, I already know nothing is gonna work there. But I especially need something that's going to be a little bit more oil absorbing, and I don't necessarily think this one is great for that. I think this would be very nice on somebody with a drier skin type because it's not a super drying formula. It does have a tiny bit of, I don't want to say a glow, but I guess a sheen to it. But I do think it's very pretty on the skin. I just don't necessarily know if it works for my specific skin type. But yeah. So, sorry, I need to fix my hair here. Maybe put a little clip in it. I feel like it's not working for me right now. Also, yes, I dyed my hair and I don't know, I don't love it. I think I just got so used to having my roots, like a darker root, and now that I have blonde in front of my face, I'm just like, it's too bright. I don't know. So anyways, this is the second recommendation. This is the Pat McGrath bronzer, and this is in the shade Naked Desire. So this is actually the lightest shade. It does look quite light. I am quite fair, so hopefully, I have tried this. It is a little bit lighter than I would normally go for a bronzer, but the shade that I actually wanted, they didn't have on the Sephora site. They only have on the Pat McGrath site. And I feel like if I would have been smart, I would have waited for the Pat McGrath sale and gotten it there. But You know when there's a Sephora sale, you get this weird like, oh, I have to get everything now. I have to get it now because there's not going to be another one until spring. That's how I get anyways. And I'm like, why am I like this? Like, I don't even need this. And I don't know, you get this like panic and you just want them right away. And it's like, why didn't I just wait? Would have been like 30 or 40% off or whatever. I don't know what the sale is. I think there is a sale right now though for Black Friday. But yeah, I just feel like it's not dark enough. Even though I'm very pale. I don't know, when I saw Sophia C's Beauty use this same color, I feel like it did give her some color. It's not that it's not giving me anything, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like I really have to build it up. And I like when you can just add it. Like I like a buildable bronzer, but not where I have to like go crazy. Because I do like my bronzer, I have to say. That's one thing, if I overdo it on anything, it's bronzer, but it's because I just hate looking super, super pale. So it obviously is adding color, but I wish I just had that one shade darker. But I know the one shade up from it is described as a neutral shade. I can't remember the exact shade, but Sophia tried both of them in her video. And I think that one was a little more peachy, and which is weird because it looked more neutral online. So I think this one is a little more neutral. And I do prefer more neutral bronzers. So who knows? Anyway. Just blend it down the neck. Okay. So I do think that looks nice so far. And I think for the blush, I'm sorry that I'm going to use it, but I do feel like it looks the best with this type of eye look. It's probably going to be this guy, which is Beige Écoraille, the Chanel blush. And again, if you wanted something that looks almost identical, use the Gucci in Soft Red. That looks very, very similar to this. Maybe I should use that instead. Should I? Maybe I will. Okay. If I can find it. It's Rosy Beige. Warm Berry. It's in here somewhere. Found it. Sorry about that. That took me a little longer than expected. Soft Red. So they don't look the same in the pan, but swatched, they do look very, very similar. So, I'm just gonna go in with this one. I also do quite a bit of blush, as you probably know already, but my skin like eats blush up like crazy. So I always go heavier than I probably should, just because I know it's gonna disappear. Like honestly, even by the time I'm done my makeup, I always touch up my blush because I feel like it's already kind of gone away. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the, who recommended this? I'm trying to think. Soft Red. I feel like this is a Gigi's Beauty recommendation for sure. I saw her try on a bunch of the different colors and I was like, was it? I know I watched her try on, I think it was a bunch of the new shades. I swear this one was included. Yes. She's so beautiful. And she's Canadian. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. This was a recommendation from, or I don't want to say recommendation because they weren't necessarily saying to buy them, but I saw them use them and they just looked so beautiful on them that I got suckered into it. This is the What's Up Beauty Serengeti highlighter. I think I forgot to mention the shade last time I used this, and it is Safari Sunset, which is the darker of the two, which I'm pale, so you probably wouldn't think that I would get the darker of the two, but I wanted something a little more golden, a little less icy, and the other one looked a little more icy. It's funny because I ended up getting one that is actually quite icy, which is the one that I just got from Rare Beauty, Enlightened. But I like having options. I didn't want to buy all the same things, so but yeah, this one's very beautiful. It's not like by any means my favorite highlighter. I think my favorite would probably be Peach Quartz by House Labs, but it's very beautiful. It's very soft on the skin. It's just very pretty and like gentle. Okay, so now, sorry, I'm just gonna move this a little bit. Now we are going to go in with a Sophia C's Beauty recommendation. She used this actually in a recent video, and this is Amber Pearl. As soon as I saw her use it, I was like, oh, no, I have to buy another palette? Have to. But yeah, this is the Dior palette. I will throw in some swatches at the end of the video, but this is what it looks like. Very, very beautiful, warm toned palette. Beautiful for fall. So I will start off with a blending brush, and I think I'm going to go in with this shade here. It's more of like an orangey tone. And actually I wanted to quickly just go over my entire lid with that middle shade there, because I've been having issues with, this is mostly in the Patrick Ta palettes. I don't know what's going on. I actually didn't even use any of the cream shades, but I noticed when I used the black powder shade as an eyeliner, it was all up here again, and I'm like, what is happening? I thought maybe it was the paint pot, but I tried it with a different eyeliner the other day. I used the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette as eyeliner, and it didn't do it. So I was thinking maybe it's because I have a little bit of a hooded lid, but no. I think it's just something, maybe it's just like a creamy powder, but that seems to be the only shade that really does that to me. Okay, so now I've just covered my lid with that lightest shade. Gonna go in with that orangey tone shade. Do they have names? I don't think so. Oh, my camera's gonna die. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna just do one eye and then I will go plug it in for a little bit. So we're just going with that orangey tone shade. It's kind of like a peachy orange. And so I saw Sophia use this. I also saw All Feisty use this, and it looked so beautiful on both of them. And they're both lighter in skin tone, both kind of similar shade to myself. So I thought it would look really nice. I know Sophia's more of like a neutral toned skin type, and that's the same with me. I feel like I can kind of do either cool or warm tones, but I just have to be in the mood for them. I have to be in the mood for a warm tone look or a cool tone look, and today is warm. I find I wear more warm tones in the summer and the fall, and then I start going cool tones in the winter. So I'm gonna use a different brush here, and I'm gonna go into that brown tone, so just a little bit darker. And I also picked up the, I think I mentioned this in my last video, Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliner in the shade, the Satin Kajal liners in the shade Cinnamon. So I think I'm gonna go in with Cinnamon right now. First, I'm just gonna take a little pencil brush, just go in with that darker brown again, and just kind of use it as a use the shadow as almost a liner, just kind of map out where I want my liner to go. I am going to still put the liner and then blend it out with the shadow. There's not like a ton of depth to this shade, but I feel like you can get it a little bit darker. Like I feel like I kind of was able to deepen it up a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, guys. This is brand new. Whoop. This is the shade. Show you what that looks like. So it is kind of like a dark brown, bronzy with like a tiny bit of, I don't know if you could see, there's a bit of kind of shimmer to it. Looks like goldy kind of shimmer. And we will just go on the upper lash line. I feel like this kind of goes perfectly with this eye look. Okay, I went a little thicker than I wanted to there. It's hard to see. I'm so far away from the mirror, so I'm like, I'm closing my good eye. This is my good eye. Okay. And my friend on YouTube, Heather, was talking about this one and how she hadn't seen many people use it yet. So hopefully this helps you decide if you like it or not. I don't find it's like reddish toned at all. I would say more like bronzy than anything. So I am going to go back in with that dark brown shade, and I think I'm going to just take a angle brush and just kind of blend that out a tiny bit. Sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. But yeah, when I saw Sophia use this, I was like, oh no. Now I want it. I feel like I did like it, the look of it when it first came out, but I just never really, I don't know. I was like, oh, I have so many neutrals, I'm not going to get it. And I still do. But I don't know. There was just something about it. Something about the way it looked on her too. I was like, oh. It's pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with that lightest shade in the middle there. I'm going to use that on my inner corner just to brighten it up just a tiny bit more. And then I'm going to go in with that beautiful sparkly shade, and I'm just going to use my finger. Like, look how beautiful that is. It's so pretty. And just stamp it on the lid. I don't want to go too crazy with this one. I just want it just kind of right in the middle there. And then what I'm going to do is maybe just go over it with that brown shade again. That darkest brown, just to kind of enhance that liner again, because I did kind of lose some of that, little bit of that liner. And then I think what I'm going to do is go in the waterline with Sephora Collection 12-hour colorful crayon. Sorry, 12-hour colorful contour eye pencil. And this is in the shade Tiramisu. I think Blair got me on this one. Blair was talking about how a lot of people were comparing this to, I think it was the Perfect Brown by Makeup by Mario. And I haven't tried his eyeliners, but I heard they're amazing, so I do want to try them. But I do think this one is really awesome as well. So that's what we're looking like so far. I'm going to curl the lashes. And I'm going to repeat what I just did on the other side, and then I will be back for mascara. I'm just going to charge my phone for a bit. And it's sticking. And I will be back. All right, so both eyes are done-ish. Going to use a mascara. I think it would look so beautiful if I used a brown one, but I just want a little more oomph. And I feel like this is definitely more natural. So if you're going for like a daytime kind of natural look, but if you want a little bit of kind of edge, maybe go with a darker one. If you want just like a little bit more of a deeper look. So this is the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. I believe I saw Tanya B. Wells use this one, and this is in the shade Very Vanta. I think there was only one shade, just black so far, but this one is strange. I've had a love-hate relationship with this mascara where it's been more love than hate, so I definitely really enjoy it now. I think now it's kind of at the point where it's like getting pretty dry though, but I have used it quite a bit and I do really like it. I have mentioned in a couple videos that I have had a couple instances where it's been just really hot outside and I have had a tiny bit of smudging just at the top of my lid, and I don't use it for the bottom lash line, so that I don't know. I wouldn't be able to speak to that, but I did try the YSL Lash Clash on the bottom lashes and I did not have any issues with it transferring on the bottom, so that's good. Good to know. But yeah, I'm just the kind of person who does like kind of like a drier formula. And normally this isn't really my type of brush. I prefer like a bristle brush. Or sorry, I prefer like a, a bristle brush, not like a silicone wand. And so this isn't really what I would normally go for. And I know I have a weird way of applying it, if you've noticed. I actually didn't notice I ever did that until I watched myself apply it and I was like, what am I doing? But for some reason with this hand, I always go like down instead of sideways, where you actually get the full, the full advantage of the brush. But I always do it right on this side. That's probably why these lashes always look better. But yeah, so this one I really, really like. Lash Clash, I also have a love-hate relationship with that one. Some days it'll look so good, other days they kind of look clumped together, where it's almost like I have like 5 eyelashes and I'm like, what's happening? So it just depends on the day, depends on my lashes. I think sometimes I might have a little bit of like mascara residue stuck in my lashes, and that could affect obviously the way the mascara applies also. But I think mascara is a very like fragrance. It's very like personal preference. Not everybody's gonna like the same thing. But what I look for, if you look for this in a mascara, if you look for length and volume, then I think you would like this one. But if you are a waterproof kind of girly or guy or whoever's wearing mascara, you might prefer something else that doesn't smudge. Like if you have very oily eyelids, you might not like this one. Mine are just bad during the summer, but oh my gosh, my skin has been so oily. I don't know what is going on. The weather is cold, so I don't know why I'm still so oily. And I need to figure out like what's going on. Is it my cleanser? Do I need maybe a heavier moisturizer? Because maybe my skin is trying to make up for me like stripping it of oil or moisture. I don't know what's going on. If any of you have this issue, please let me know. But yeah. Okay, so I think we're good on the lashes. As I continue to apply more, just feel like there's a little space here and I want to good enough. So now I'm going to do my lips. I don't really have any like super huge recommendations for the lips. I'm trying to think. I think Manny was the one who was talking about number 42. This is like the Rimmel Kate lipstick. I use number 40 because it's a little bit lighter, but he is kind of the one who got me on that. I was like, oh, Rimmel, I should check it out. And Blair was always talking about the NYX lip liners. I don't think she talked about this one. I think it was more so like these guys. This is the same one, Nude Beige. I think it was this one that she really, really liked, the Line Loud Global Citizen. She talked about that one quite a bit. And I ended up finding Nude Beige and thought that it would be perfect for my lip color because my lips are quite pale. And I always go for something that's more of like a cool tone. Because my lips have a little bit of that like purple to them. They look super chapped in my camera, but they're not as bad. I actually used the e.l.f. Lip balm yesterday, and I find that one helps the most out of like any of them that I've used. So continue to use that one. It smells so good too. Okay. So we're gonna go in with this guy, number 40, like I said. It's a little bit peachier. And we're gonna go over top of that with one of my all-time faves. And I'll tell you who got me on this one in 1 second. Guys, I'm pretty sure I broke my toe. It's black and blue. I was walking into my bedroom the other night and it was pitch black in here. And I stubbed like 4 of my toes at the same time. And I like immediately fell down and I was like almost in tears. I'm like, that was so painful. And then I realized the next morning I could feel it like throbbing, and it's black and blue. Just one of them, but it's bad. Okay, so I like the way that this looks, and I probably would leave this, but I just do have to just give, you know, a little mention to one of my faves. I think we already know, Gucci Carol Beige. And Tanya is actually the one that got me on this one as well. I really loved the shade. Okay, I loved the look of the shade online a while ago, like quite a while ago. And then I bought it and then I returned it because it looked too gray on me. But then I saw the way Tanya applied it, and she just applied like just a tiny bit, and it looked so good on her, and I was like, well, I need it again. And I bought it and haven't looked back. So I'm just tapping that on. And I love it. I'm obsessed. So right now I have 2 on the go. This was my newer one, but I do have one in my purse, and it's just very, very low. And my hair is probably gonna look absolutely insane right now. I'm gonna fix my hair and I'll be back. All right, so that is the completed look. I hope that you enjoyed. I just wanted to say all the women that I mentioned in this video are so amazing. I definitely trust each and every one of their recommendations. You know that you could trust them because they will be honest about every product. If they don't like something, they'll say it, and that's what I love to see in creators, and I so appreciate that. So yeah, definitely go check them out. I'm sure you're probably already following them because they are way bigger than me, but they're just amazing. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. I'll make sure to include these swatches at the end of this video. And this is what they look like swatched. So the shadows aren't dry, even though they're looking quite dry on my hand. My hands are just super dry, so I apologize for that, but it is very, very pretty. I don't know if I'll get a ton of use out of this 4th shade from the left. left to right, just because it's a little bit more goldeny, kind of lighter. But I feel like the other 4 I really, really like, so we'll see.